What's up, guys? PKTCG here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, guys, is a bit of a different episode, and that is because we are covering some Twitter drama. Hooray! So, it recently has been brought to my attention that there is a specific stadium card that is getting a lot of heat right now from a lot of different people, and that is Champions Festival. This World Championships promo that has been in circulation for a very long time. Champions Festival, it looks really simple enough. It's once during each player's turn, if that player has 6 Pokemon in play, they may heal 10 damage from each of their Pokemon. That doesn't sound too bad, right? That's pretty straightforward. It's not... You see, it seems like it's not ever going to see much play, and honestly, it hasn't seen much play. There were a few instances where it actually did see play, but now there are people who are starting to get concerned that like this card is going to be like breaking the format or something, and that is because of Drifloon. This Drifloon right here. I'll show a better picture here. A Drifloon. What have we come to? Basically, there is a bit of controversy over how how Champions Festival interacts with this literally a common card from Scarlet and Violet, this Drifloon. So basically, the whole concept here is recently we've gotten this Charm of Courage announced, which is the basic Pokemon this card is attached to gets plus at DHP, which is basically just Cape of Toughness, but GXs can use it. That's basically what it is. So here it is what it is. If anyone is wondering why the recent Champions Festival hype, because of why the Champions Festival is getting so hyped, is because of Drifloon. With Gardevoir EX, you'll be capped at 300 damage with a Charm of Courage attached, but if you heal 10 damage with Champions Festival, you can hit an exact 330, which is enough to knock out basically any VMAX in the game. And so that's what everyone has been like so concerned about, really, is just how the heck does this literal common card, how does this cause everyone to go absolutely nuts? So the reason for this, really, I found out about the controversy from this this thread from my friend Jake Earhart. Now, most of the time I agree with Jake on most stances, and I kind of agree with him here, is that Champions Festival, in order to play Gardevoir to its maximum potential with Drifloon, is a staple. That makes sense to me to an extent. Like, just saying like something like "get off your copium, this is reality," I think that really is what set a lot of people off, and it really did start creating a bit of controversy. Is it the truth? Yeah. Is it like the best way to say it? I don't think so. But why is Champions Festival why is everyone so mad about it, really? It's because it's a World Championships card, and these cards are incredibly expensive because you can only get them if you go to a World Championship. This was like a huge card. This was like a really highly sought after card in PTCGO back in the day because of its really tough. It was really just really tough to find, and Champions Festival didn't really serve much of a purpose, and now all of a sudden it's like the most hyped card for a common card. And this card's actually right now, as of recording this, Champions Festival has spiked up to around $300 for a card like this, which is absolutely insane, because it's just a normal stadium card. So there's been a bit of controversy about it. There have been some takes on it. Some I've liked, and some I don't really agree with. So another controversial take is from Luke from Celia's network. Now, yes, Jake is right. If you want to play an optimal competitive Gardevoir, it will likely require a Champions Festival of two, or Champions Festival or two, a variant of one archetype needing a $200 is not a disaster. Now, this is where the controversy comes in, is because Celio has let's see. There was one that really did. Here it is. It's not a disaster, but there's no reason that the World's promo should be a functionally unique, standard playable card. It can be an alt art version of a card. It can be a non-legal promo. It's absolutely insane in that it's a legal card and that it's unhealthy for the game. And I totally agree with this. 100%. This is, like, why is this card that is so hard to access? Why are people, why is this allowed? There's, I don't know if it's here anymore, but there was one where it was, there was basically one saying, like, I don't agree with this. The reason why you guys are so, it might be on, here's another one. Evan Campbell saying, everyone pushing for Champions Festival to be released or earlier access when it was an 80 promo pack for 10 years. Basically, what he's saying is that you should have bought this card earlier. And, like, nobody could have predicted that this card all of a sudden would just pop out of nowhere and be good all of a sudden. And that's, like, blindly buying, asking people to foresee Champions Festival becoming competitively viable and then act on it by blindly buying it for almost $100, now $300, is absolutely absurd. And honestly, this is like really frustrating because some people already have access to Champions Festival. Some people already have all the things that they need. They can just sit, relax, like, oh, I got my Champions Festival. I got my, like, 2 Champions Festivals. I'm good to go. And everyone else is kind of left in the dark. They're either, like, forced to buy for insane high prices, or they just don't play it at all. And as Jake is saying, basically, you are not playing Gardevoir at its max potential anymore. Now, of course, this only affects one deck. This affects Gardevoir. But Gardevoir is a very popular deck right now. I believe it is like the 3rd most popular deck right now. So it's really frustrating to see that Gardevoir is being... that Champions Festival is really becoming like this really great card in Gardevoir. Now, I did a take on this, and that was basically just saying... People have been like already figuring out... Radiant Serena, this is great. We should use Radiant Serena. Please don't use Radiant Serena. That's not the most optimal way to play. That's not your Radiant that you should be playing. You should be playing Radiant Greninja. Now, of course, I'm not going to tell you, like, oh, this is bad. Your deck is garbage because you play this Radiant Serena. Ugh. But I believe that Radiant Greninja is just so much better than Radiant Serena and trying to get damage healed and whatever. And that's... I've seen people proposing Damage Pump, and I'm also proposing Damage Pump. If you want to get that Drifloon, and you don't want to spend $300 for some reason, then please play Damage Pump. There have been people who are like, oh, you shouldn't play Damage Pump, like, that's stupid. But this, I believe that this is really the only way to get around it is with Damage Pump, and kind of just manipulating that one damage counter that you need. People have been really over the top about this. So if we look on Champions Festival, like, I mean, it's just like people are going crazy about Champions Festival. It's everywhere. Here it is. No one is saying Gardevoir is unplayable at Champions Festival. We're saying Champions Festival is required in an optimal list. If you don't care about playing an optimal list, you do not need Champions Festival. This is where people are mad because some people can go like, if you don't play Champions Festival, you're not playing the best Gardevoir you can, and that's just so lame. Like, why should we have this card that is only exclusive to World Champions, not accessible to everyone without paying insane prices? Why do we have to have those people who have been to Worlds, which, honestly, congratulations to those people who have made it to Worlds and who already have these cards. Why do they get a special card that only they can play? It just has become really frustrating, and honestly, it just really has ticked off a lot of people, myself included. But do I think that we really should be having this big of a debate over a literal common card in Drifloon? Absolutely not. We should not be complaining. It doesn't make sense. It's for 30 extra damage, by the way. It's 30 damage. So, this is just a really absurd, weird case of weird Twitter drama, controversy once again. So, my final thoughts is, I honestly think that Champions Festival should at least be mainstream. If some people are going to have access to it, then I think everyone should have access to it. And should it be an insane price? No. I think everyone should be on level playing ground and be able to play it fairly. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. I don't really want to get any further deep down the rabbit hole because it's starting to get kind of insane as it is. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you agree with me, then thank you. If you don't agree with me, then that's okay. I would love to hear your take on this in the comments. Please be respectful. I always will be respectful back. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, God bless. Have fun. We'll see you out there, and we'll see you next time. Thank you all so much for watching.